Hi, I'm Miranda, and this is my mind map of how to introduce spatial concepts to children up to 2 years of age. All of my activities draw on concepts introduced in the Berenstain Bears book Inside, Outside and Upside Down by Jan and Stan Berenstain. The book manages to introduce 8 spatial concepts, even though the story only has a total vocabulary of 23 words. Some pages only have a few words and rely on the illustrations to tell the story. The repetition of the key words of spatial concepts and the simplicity of the story is ideal for helping children in their very early years become familiar with the sounds and structure of the words. Inside, Outside and Upside Down satisfies the 3 criteria for selecting picture books for mathematical thinking: a good storyline, engaging content, and readily available mathematics without being too blatant. It's a simple story about a bear who crawls inside a box, finds himself being taken outside while inside the box, placed on a truck upside down, being taken into town, and at the end of the journey, the bear gets off the truck, out of the box, and finds his mother to tell her of his adventure. I've thought of a few activities that could flow on from this read aloud to really get the children thinking about the spatial concepts introduced. The first activity involves retelling the story, but this time with props. Force explains that telling stories with props is a good way of making maths meaningful. It focuses and holds the child's attention and provides visual cues to help them understand the concepts. For my story, I would need a toy bear, a cardboard box, and perhaps something to represent a truck too. Once organised, I'd gather the children around for story time as usual, but this time use the props to demonstrate the different spatial concepts. This activity has various links to the early years learning framework. Children feel safe, secure and supported and learn to interact in relation to others with care, empathy and respect as they gain a sense of belonging, being part of the joint experience and showing interest in those around them as we share the bear story. Children take increasing responsibility for their own health and physical well-being as they gather with the other children, negotiating the play space with awareness of the safety and well-being of themselves and others. Children transfer and adapt what they have learnt and develop a range of skills, particularly hypothesizing, as they remember and predict what the bear will do next. Children engage with a range of texts and gain meaning from these texts as well as other media as they listen and respond to sounds and patterns in speech and observe the different ways that stories can be told. The next activity involves providing the children with different sized boxes to explore. Forrest explains that it's useful for children to revisit the story in their own play by acting it out with props. It allows the control needed to make sense of the language and concepts. I'd also provide teddy bears and other materials for children to use to interact with the boxes. Providing material of different sizes and weights would introduce relationship terms such as empty, full, big, little, heavy, light, as children put things in the boxes and move them around. As they play, I would get involved in their thinking process by feeding in mathematical language. I'd talk to them about what's inside the box. Is the box heavier than something's inside? This activity can be linked to the early years learning framework in a number of ways. Firstly, children feel safe, secure and supported as they develop their emerging autonomy, interdependence, resilience and sense of agency through confidently exploring and engaging with social and physical environments. Children become strong in their social and emotional well-being as they make discoveries and share humour and happiness and practice coping with frustrations. Children develop dispositions for learning such as curiosity, confidence, persistence and imagination as they lead their own learning and persevere with their investigation of spatial concepts. Children develop a range of skills and learn to adapt what they've learned from one context to another as they remember the story and experiment with different spatial concepts and weights of objects through trial and error. Finally, using the boxes and props, children can express ideas and make meaning by playing out roles and reflecting and understanding the new concepts. Another great activity that can expand on the concepts introduced in Inside, Outside, Upside Down is block building. In fact, Sriracha and Spodek believe that block building is so effective in promoting mathematic development that they believe it needs to be a systematic, planned component of the early childhood mathematics curriculum. I'd provide a variety of blocks in different shapes, sizes and colour, separated into different tubs by type. This would help extend the learning experience beyond spatial concepts and get the children thinking about other concepts such as colour, shapes and measurement. I'd label each tub with a picture of the type of block as well as the written word so that children start to think about categories and symbols. As the children play and build with the blocks, I'd talk to them about what they're doing. Are they tipping the blocks out of the tub, turning them upside down, stacking them up high on top of each other? What colour and shape blocks are they using? Reiterating back to the children what they are doing would help stimulate their thought process. The regular communication and responsiveness will help them feel safe, secure and supported, which is the first objective in the early years learning framework. Children also develop their emerging autonomy, interdependence, resilience and sense of agency by making decisions about which blocks to use, how to use them, and gradually growing more persistent in the face of challenges. Children learn to interact in relation to others with care, empathy and respect as they share the blocks and learn that it hurts each other's feelings when someone unwantedly interferes, such as knocks their built-up blocks down. It is these experiences that help them become strong in their social and emotional well-being as they learn to self-regulate their emotions, accept challenges and celebrate their achievements. Children develop dispositions for learning such as curiosity, confidence, persistence and imagination, as well as a range of problem-solving skills as they adapt their learning from the storybook to their play. Children interact verbally and non-verbally with others to explore ideas, share feelings and demonstrate their understanding of spatial concepts. Another fun way to extend on the spatial concepts introduced in the book is to set up an obstacle. Children learn mathematics best when they are active, and an obstacle is a great way to aid their learning whilst also providing an opportunity to develop their gross motor skills. For safety reasons, I'd make sure children engage in turn-taking so they don't bump into each other. Turn-taking interactions is also a great way to help children recognise and engage in patterns. As they participate in the obstacle, I've talked to them about what they're doing using mathematical language from the book. A number of links can be made between this activity and the early years learning framework. Firstly, children feel safe, secure and supported as they join in the obstacle play and confidently explore and engage with social and physical environments. Children learn to interact in relation to others with care, empathy and respect, and become aware of fairness as they share the equipment and become aware of everyone's right to a turn. Children take increasing responsibility for their own health and physical well-being as they demonstrate spatial awareness and orient themselves within and around the moving obstacle. Children interact verbally and non-verbally with others for a range of purposes during the obstacle, including beginning to use mathematical language to describe spatial concepts. In between all the wonderful planned activities, it's useful to demonstrate and talk about the spatial terms during everyday routines. Studies by Clark and Grossman show the importance of pragmatic direction from the adult when children are learning new words. They suggest that an adult might action a practical task with a new word, for example, saying, "Get up on the table," while showing the child where to go, or picking up the child while saying, "Up." The links to the early years learning framework will change depending on what everyday routine you're involved in. In the least, the regular and caring interactions and participation in their own development will help them develop a strong sense of identity. By encouraging their participation in everyday group routines, such as tidying up the play area, children are connected to their world and are contributing to their world. They will develop a sense of social responsibilities and respect for the environment, as well as a sense of belonging. They'll also develop a stronger sense of well-being as they are encouraged to participate in personal practices such as nappy changing and mealtime. The regular participation and communication during everyday routines will help children grow into confident and involved learners and effective communicators, and will certainly help them grasp the importance of spatial concepts introduced in Inside, Outside, Upside Down.